Hi, this is Corey Maggette, and you're watching Warriors Weekly.
One Warrior that's been having his best season in the NBA is Corey Maggette. Tim Roy had a chance to sit down with Corey after a recent practice.
So right now sitting down with one of the hottest players in the NBA, and that is Corey Maggette, who's averaging over 25 points, shooting 60% in the last 17 games or so. Welcome.
Thank you, Tim.
Corey, would you call this the best stretch of basketball in your career? I mean, your numbers and your play over the last few weeks have just been simply amazing.
Field goal percentage-wise, shooting at a high percentage early on. I was shooting probably in the high 70s, 60s, and right now I think my field goal percentage is probably 52, 53%. So for my career, that's been probably the biggest upside.
A veteran player once told me that as you get older, it's not the takeoffs, it's the landings.
Man, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think that's been the key. You got to make sure you land the right way now. And even last game, I came down and landed the wrong way, and then I felt something in my knee again. So you just gotta be careful and just try to play to your strengths.
Now, in this stretch of games, you played some small forward, you played some power forward. What's the difference for you?
I think, especially at the forward position, you got guys who it's not as quick as you, and also, probably 20 or 30 pounds. They weigh more than you, so you have an opportunity to kind of blow past them. And then you have guys at the three position. There's only one player who is at that position where he's bigger than me and also probably way faster as LeBron. I mean, it's a guy. Then you got a guy Melo who's coming in.
But you're not alone in that regard.
Yeah, but you got Melo who's also is a big guy who's also is quick. But you just try to use their weaknesses and use my strength to the best of my ability.
Think you're a better passer now than you were early in your career? You
know what? I think more so now. Now because I got a guy who's unbelievable that drives and gets to the basket. He makes it easy for me. I mean, it may look like I'm passing the ball more, but I mean, just hand it off to him. It gives you some easy buckets. And we're having a good shooter like Stephen Curry or another guy. We have Morrow. You look for him, and if you pass the ball, it's pretty much a high percentage that they're going to make shots.
So with this team, and as you envision this team next year and the year after, what do you see?
Basically just having the guys back, and I think, me personally, a guy who's dealt with a lot of injuries, just to stay positive, man. And also, being a man of faith, you got to have your faith up there and just continue to stay positive. And I know a guy who's definitely is battling that is Glenna as well. It's Glenna who we lost, and Brandon Wright we lost early on, who's also was actually in this position where I thought Glenna was really going to have a breakout year to be able to take another step up, but he got banged up. But I think these guys are really going to come back strong, and they got to understand they got their youth, and they just stay positive, man. Just do the things you have to do your corrective rehab, and man, just come back and believe that you can go out there and do what you did when you was hurt, before you was hurt.
You told me this story recently about Jerry West giving you some early advice. Relate that story if you would.
It was my second or third year in the league. I had an opportunity going to a friend of mine's bar mitzvah, and Jerry West was there. And I had the pleasure of talking to him, and he was telling me, hey, I'm going to tell you one thing for you. You have the speed. You need to develop your jump shot more. But if you can get to the foul line, and if you can improve your foul shooting from the high 80s, you'll be a 20-point scorer easy. And I was thinking, like, really? He said, it'll be easy for you. So I started to work on it. I got a guy, Chip Engel, who also works now for the San Antonio Spurs. Started to work with him, and then Tim Grover worked with me a lot and started to improve on my free throw shooting, and then I started to excel as free throw percentage and get to the line, and also pull some tricks from Grant Hill and how to get to the foul line, and from there it just kind of took on.
You got a bag of tricks.
Believe me, man, I've watched tapes and watched guys get to the foul line and use. I mean, you got to be crafty.
All right, Corey, thanks for the chat.
No problem.